I didn't feel safe in my body. When you think about any type of insecurity, it is an unsafety that is present because of a lack of resources. You feel like you lack something within yourself to be able to get the human needs that we all need. I think a lot of times we can throw it in each other's face like, oh, they're just insecure. No, it's like they feel unsafe.
Welcome to the Blockers podcast. Today I'm joined by Trinity, and I want to hear a little bit about your story, a little bit about who you are, and what you're building towards.
Hello, my name is Trinity Antoinette. A little bit about my who I am is I'm a follower of Christ. I am somebody who is coming into myself creatively. I'm also coming into myself as far as having my womanhood. I'm almost 30. Um, and coming into who the Lord has called me to be, personality wise, and being more settled and confident in myself. What I'm building towards is a platform in which I'm able to document that creatively, but mainly right now, I wanted to document my personal journey with body image and how I've been able to, with the Lord in the Bible, to be able to transform my mindset around myself and my body image from a place of shame to a place of grace.
I love that. When you
Thank you.
say document, what
Yeah.
does that mean?
For me, that means digital documentation. It means yeah, digital documentation, video, vlogging, um, specifically because I've shied away from the camera for a very long time because of my body image, having a negative body image. Um, Being able to document my journey in a video formatting, as well as photos, and being able to use that also to express myself creatively as well. That's what I mean.
Awesome. Just because I've used that word documenting in so many episodes, but I'm like, does the audience know what that means? Obviously,
Yeah.
of course, a
Yeah.
majority is, but there's always that one who's like, they're always using this word. Gosh, I don't know what they're saying. But okay, boom. So, when was the first moment where you were like, okay, I have an issue with my body image? And then how
Oh,
did God transform that? And how is he still working in you?
my answer is layered. I can remember the first time I became negatively aware of my body, and I can remember. I don't know if I can remember the time where I pinpointed this is not okay because I thought negatively about my body for 2 decades. And so I know I know it was around the time where I began to solidify my identity in Christ, and the things that I was learning about what he was saying about me was coming in stark contrast in what I always believed about myself. And so once you are being transformed by the renewing of your mind, there's some, for me, there were thoughts that I had rehearsed my entire life that no longer fit this new script that I was building by the word of God. I have to say that that happened around the time where I was, I guess, 27, 28, so about 2, 3 years ago. It started to brush up. It wasn't this one dramatic moment. It happened over time, where I was able to more readily point out this is not right. If you would like, I could also tell you the first time that I felt negatively, like just aware. My first awareness of my body was a negative awareness. And so as an 8-year-old girl, when you are, this is the time to be building your identity and who you are as a person and as a young girl. And my very first thought of myself was one of shame. And well, my very first thought of my body and awareness of my body was one of shame and condemnation. I remember it was a family gathering. My aunts, they convinced me to wear this outfit. It was so cute. They were like, "Wear these shorts. These are so cute." They talked me into it. I was like, "No, I don't really wear. I don't do that." They talked me into it. They talked me up, and I wore it. I wore my shorts out. My hair was out in an afro, and I was feeling myself. After they built me up, and I sat on the sofa next to a family member, and they were like, "Ugh, you need to work out." And I never forgot the pure disgust in their face in seeing my thighs. Mind you, this is the early 2000s. The early 2000s was not kind to anyone who was not a
Wyland.
size. And so um, I never forgot the pure disgust in their face when they saw me sit down and they saw my thighs and shorts, and they were not yielding in expressing that disgust. And it broke my heart, genuinely broke my heart. I don't think I wore shorts for years after that. And but the Lord has healed me from that, as also has given me just perspective. There was a different time, people thought differently, and the person, they genuinely thought that they were concerned for my health at the time with what we knew. And that insecurity, I remember insecurity has stolen so many great moments from me, even in my career development, socially, in college. I remember having just like attacks of insecurity when I'm supposed to be out at this beautiful work event or enjoying these opportunities. And the insecurity was, I believe, is a spirit. And it would hijack some of what could have been some of my most beautiful moments, and just speaking poison. Everybody's looking at you. You look crazy in this. You look fat in this. You don't look beautiful in this. You look crazy. Everybody's looking at you. Da 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 da. Or you don't look like this next person, or you don't like look like this person. If only you were 10 pounds thinner. And I would look back on those moments. I would look back on pictures. I would look back on videos, and I would wish it was like a spell was cast or broken. And once it was broken, I snapped out of it. It was like, I can't believe I was thinking that. That's crazy. That's not real. Like, I can't believe I was thinking that. Or we would go out, and I wouldn't be able to express myself or be in the moment and be present because I'm having these insecurity attacks. And then the next day, my friends are like, "Did we have fun last night? That was so fun." And I would be like, "Yeah, like, yeah, that was fun." Or, it should have been. But it was like this on switch, off switch, in which the spirit of insecurity was hijacking all of these beautiful moments and ruining my life, honestly.
Thank you for sharing that. Um, wow.
Yeah.
The devil really tries.
Yes,
He really
absolutely.
does. And insecurity is literally insecurity. And what is security?
Yeah.
Stability.
Yes.
And they say the joy of the Lord is our strength. God said that
Yeah.
himself. And so when you are robbed of your joy in a moment, we lose our strength. We lose
Yeah.
our security.
I had a thought on that too. Something that the Lord actually was reminded of it today. That insecurity is a lack of security, and it's a lack of safety. Like, I don't feel safe in this area or in whatever instance it is. I will never like use that against somebody as a negative comment, because it is essentially somebody saying that they're not safe. And for me, um, I didn't feel safe in my body. When you think about any type of insecurity, or even the phrase food insecurity, it is an unsafety that is present because of a lack of resources. So even with insecurity of self, feeling like there is a lack within yourself, You don't have the proper resources in order to be seen as loved, to be seen as desired, to be seen as belonging, which is an essential human need. You don't feel like you lack something, you feel like you lack something within yourself to be able to get the human needs that we all need, which is a resource as well. And so when you look at it like that, I think a lot of times we can throw it in each other's face, like, oh, they're just insecure. No, it's like they feel unsafe for whatever reason, whether they were taught to feel unsafe, whether they were caught it in their experiences. Insecurity it can be deep rooted.
I completely agree. My own experience with insecurity, and from a young age, I've been relatively audacious. Like,
Mhm.
I kind of don't care what you have to say, but I also, like, I will take it into consideration into my own personal opinion of myself,
Yeah,
kind of thing. And there's been multiple, there's been multiple instances where when I was young, like random people would be like, "What's on your face?" Because like I had acne.
yeah,
I still
okay,
have acne. Let's zoom in. With that, there's been a lot of moments where it's like, oh my gosh, ugh,
yeah,
like I don't know. And I just did not have that education. I was like, okay, let me just wash my face more.
yeah,
It's not just all about that, but and so walking with that was very difficult. It's like, okay, well, every time I take a video of myself, every time I record myself, it's like, oh, you have these protrusions on your
mhm,
on your face. And what I started to do to combat that is ever since I've been young, I've been somebody who believes in exposure therapy, even though I didn't know what
yeah,
it was.
yeah.
I literally was like, okay, then I'm never gonna wear makeup so that I never get used to the
Wow.
concept of me not looking like that because I believe in being beautiful. I am made in the image of God. And I just,
Yeah,
maybe it wasn't necessarily as conscious as I made it there, but I never really do. And it's just like, that's because I don't want to have my identity attached to my appearance.
yeah,
And I refuse. And it's gonna change and whatever, but when I get dolled up, y'all finna be like, oh my gosh, who is it? But anyway, so coming back to the insecurity thing, yeah, in terms of like taking pictures of myself, videos of myself, I still did it because I still loved storytelling from a young age. But I was like,
yeah,
man, looking on this, I'm just like, I don't like these. But when you talk about safety, um, I mean, I think I was in a safe environment majority of the time to say like, okay, we don't really care. Like
yeah.
you're okay. People could look past it because I had a, and honestly, I want to say I overcompensated in the personality side
Okay.
in order to be like,
Yeah,
oh, I'm worthy kind of
yeah.
situation. Now I think it's a great balance of beauty and brains. But
That
anyway,
is audacious though. You're
yeah,
like, yeah, no, I'm just not gonna wear makeup then.
because I just had to train myself. I was like, girl, snap out of it.
Yeah. And you
Um,
learned that at an early age.
Yeah, I don't know if I learned it or I mean, I've always been like Christian, so I was always like
Yeah,
around people like the Lord cares about you, da da da
yeah.
da, which obviously true. Um, and I was like, how can I practice my faith in that regard? And I was like,
Wow.
well, my husband's gonna see me without my makeup, so he might as well see me
Yeah,
the first time without makeup.
yeah.
That's my train of thought. A little bit derailed, but
No, you're
here's what
good.
I'm saying. Now
Yeah.
you're talking about becoming an aspiring filmmaker.
Yes.
Talk to me about that. What are the themes that you're bringing in? Because what you're talking about here, all the lines that you put in just then,
Yeah.
like some inspirational stuff, could be some really good content, some really good
Yeah.
reels.
And I think this is where I'm getting tripped up because I'm a multi-passionate. Like, I'm very much into, I have my own personal journey, which is the body image and coming into myself also creatively, being able to, even on an interpersonal level, or when I think about creating content, like having the ability to just, I don't know how to translate my personality to the camera. Like I feel like if I'm just turning the camera on and just talk, what I talk about, nothing. Like I feel like I have to have a script, something specific, and but I think a lot of that is because I think a lot of that is because I haven't practiced expressing my personality in my personal life. So I think as in contrast to what you were saying about you becoming more outgoing, I learned that in order for me to be more palatable and desirable, I had to be less outgoing and I had to shrink myself. So now that I'm coming into myself, my name everywhere on all platforms is becoming Trinity. That was prophetic. The Lord did that before I even knew I was on this journey. But as I'm coming into myself, um, now I'm like, oh, like I gotta like show my personality, but I also have to like relearn myself. Like all of my jokes and my internal, like it's very internal monologue here. And so trying to express that is something that I'm coming up against in my content creation. Also, I don't know how to marry that, my personal journey, with my love and desire for filmmaking. I love history, I love anthropology, I love storytelling, I love journalism. I love those things because I have a deep desire to um, tell stories about the human condition and to give prophetic insight um, as to why we keep doing socially, culturally, um, in humanity, why we keep doing the same things that we keep doing, why we behave the way we do, and that we're more alike than we are different. And I love that element of storytelling. So like I said, I'm a multi-passionate, and those two things, I don't think I can find. I don't know how to find a way to like marry them, or I'm just too in it to see how I can bridge the gap there.
It's extremely marriable.
Okay.
You are
Yeah.
you. And
Yeah.
just through this conversation, here's what I think. People so often segment themselves because, you're in a certain room, code switching, right?
Yeah.
You're talking to a specific group of people, so you're talking about a specific thing. Okay. But if we talk about the journey of a relationship with that one person that you met in that one context, you meet them in one place. But then
Yeah.
if you were to become friends with that person, now you start to learn, oh, they have other facets to their personality, other facets to how they explore work and things like that,
Yeah.
how they're like when they're sad, how they're like
Yeah.
when they're happy. And that is the customer journey.
Yeah.
But what we are, and viewer audience journey, whatever, whatever. I'm a business person.
No, I get
Anyway,
it. Ooh, yeah.
that's the journey that we go on when we find someone online that we really like.
Yeah.
We're like, oh, wait, I connect with this person. Why? Because they are vulnerable enough to say, I don't just have one facet to me. I don't just like one thing. I am an amalgamation because here's the reality, and the world isn't ready for this. Everybody's multi-passionate.
Yes. Bring back the Renaissance people.
Eh,
Hello?
eh, but here's the thing. People have not asked themselves enough questions and they've allowed society to give them answers before they even knew anything. As the
Yeah.
saying goes, if you don't know yourself before the world meets you, the world will tell you who you are.
Mm.
And so this is why a big part of what I like to say is like be more curious. Like you literally have to sit with yourself and recognize you are a supercomputer that knows a lot about yourself.
Yeah.
And when you get the
Yeah.
right prompts, you can really unlock a whole different future. Because what
Hmm.
does have I don't know if you've heard this fact, but like Jesus answered like 8 questions and asked 300 or something like that.
Hmm.
300 da, 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 something across the Bible kind of situation. Like in terms of principled questions. Like, okay, people were asking this question, kind of the same question in a different way at different times, but
Yeah.
he answered those. But anyway, we just overemphasize stagnancy
Hmm.
or static relationships when it's like the only type of person that you have a relationship with that is purely transactional. Like, oh, I'm going to
Yeah.
the bank teller is the bank teller. Unless the bank
Yeah.
teller is funny, now we're having a good time.
Right.
But that's still a brief interaction. But when you
Yeah.
want to become friends, now they're like, hey, some of my friends were doing this, da 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 da. You're like, oh, you like barbecue too? Now we're all enjoying.
Yeah.
So bringing in all the passions every day you're going to have a different interest to talk about. And that's kind of okay because you're becoming Trinity. Like,
Yeah.
the branding is
Look,
already coming together.
yeah. The Lord cooked with that one.
He
He did.
did. He
Yeah. I was
did.
like, what is this? What are we doing? I just changed it.
But so, yeah, you are the common denominator. The people who want to be connected with you are going to be connected with you. That's the power of being a niche content creator, even when you have hundreds of thousands of
Yeah.
followers or whatever. You have that core audience member. And this is what I literally just made a video about when I was saying, how I'm redesigning my personal brand.
Yes.
Even though it's really just like designing it for the first time. Secrets unlocked here. But anyways, um, I was saying you need to stop saying audience and start saying audience member because
Hmm.
we're having a relationship that's developing and growing as the time goes on. Obviously, new people will join you at different parts of where you're kind of developing.
Hmm.
Just make kind of maybe periodic intro videos. Hi, this is me.
Yeah.
Trinity, this is me. Um, but it's much more about just pushing record.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie, that's a hard one too. But I've been doing that a lot more. I have been pressing record a lot more.
I want to ask you this.
Yes.
Um, do you feel like you have ebbs and flows of like energy? So it's like,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's like oh my gosh, I just came out of and also I was sick too, but I came out of this period of a month of like I don't want to do anything. I don't want to think. I don't But before that, it was like 2 months of supercharge. I want to do this. I want to do this. I want to get this ball rolling. I want to get this ball rolling. Da, 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 da. And so I do have these ebbs and flows where I want to like I'm both inspired and disciplined. And then I have this moment where I'm just like, I don't want to think. And yeah, I'm literally just coming out of I'm going more into I feel myself now over these past few days, even coming more into okay, let's get the ball back rolling, and picking up where I left off before my, I guess, break, so to speak.
that's the power of having a brand. When you have a good backlog,
Hmm.
who you are, or maybe you're just kind of like not really doing anything, but you're posting in your story, just kind of like, this is what I'm doing today. Am I
Hmm.
talking about it? No.
Yeah.
No, you guys are gonna see some photos. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. But you're like, hey, I'm kind of on a break right now, but enjoy my other content because it's powerful and it's
I
me.
see.
And so
Okay.
that's the kind of eternal effect of content,
Yeah.
having a presence online because you are offboarding. That's not right. You are,
Offloading.
I don't know, I kind of want to say that, but it's like
Yeah.
that's separation. I'm talking about sort of extending yourself
Okay.
into online. There's probably a better
Yeah.
word. Hey, dictionary people, shoot me a DM. But
Well,
anyway,
there's somebody watching this like, is this word? Is this word right here?
please comment now. I need help. In fact, I love vocabulary. So,
Yeah.
guys, yeah, like I'm a nerd. But boom, building a parasocial relationship, it's like
Mhm.
across time and space. Like they're gonna be over here at 1 year, 1 day, and they watch the video that was recommended to you because they searched this random thing.
Yeah.
Like, and then they're gonna be like, wait, I love this person. Go into your page and you're still posting. And they're like, oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
have all this gold to
Yeah.
go back
Yeah.
through.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my take. Question. Um, what have you been posting?
That's the problem. I have probably a few short films worth of content in my um backlog, in my gallery. I think the last few things I probably posted didn't really have anything to do with, I think the last thing I did post was something similar to body image. And I also reposted in one of my very first introductory to my body image journey. Um, I think just the last few things that I just pressed record were like just downloads of wisdom from just the Lord. biblical scripture or something that like I said, I'm a nerd for. Like, I feel like I prophetically understand sociology. So some things that like words of wisdom, experiences, and how we interact. It's just like, oh, I'm thinking about this right now. I'm gonna post this. I think that was probably the last few things. And the very last thing I posted was when was this? This was the very first of November, like first week of November, some purses I bought at TJ Maxx. And yeah, that's it. And generally I'm not posting. And I think that's really where I'm getting blocked.
That's where you're getting a breakthrough.
Okay, let's
Okay,
just
so that's
rebrand
what we're here for.
already.
I'm going to hook you up with some insane resources as well as
Okay.
just some inspiration and just hopefully a good little next step plan situation. So, what are my goals for my content? In 3 minutes or less. Yeah,
Okay.
what are your goals? Are you hoping to get clients? What's the vibes here?
I would like to build a community. Um, Long term, I would like to build a community in which I do create revenue for myself, but also help women with uh, similar breakthroughs with body image and the mindset around body image, and being able to translate the shame, well, eradicate the shame and go into a graceful and even body neutrality. I would like to be able to, like I said, create community, clients, host events and retreats, and things of that nature. And um, I, well, I do have a few digital products, but to generate revenue off of the digital products as well.
What would your main, like, if you could pick one, what would your main source of revenue be?
Honestly, I don't know.
What's your dream income?
Upwards of 150 salary,
150 a month?
150,000 a year salary
Oh, a
or
year.
more. Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
because I
Sorry.
thought we were thinking big.
Well, let's think bigger. Let's think bigger. 250, 300 a year salary.
Awesome.
And you know what? I would love to, I would say that filmmaking, I would love to have that as a main source of income. And I don't mean just like feature. It could be a short film or I kind of view content creation as filmmaking. I think it's a similar process. So like even content creation, feature, short, film production, generating, making, would love that to be my main source of income.
So the reason I'm asking this is because you always want to have something that you're focusing on your main
Yeah.
energy on. Obviously, as multi-passionates, it's like, oh, but it's
Yeah.
actually quite easy. Because one thing that is a huge downfall of me and other people like me and you is we tend to think of our business as the only provider of novelty, and that's
Mhm.
not true. We can find that in a side quest to Romania.
Yeah.
We could
Yeah.
find that
Yeah.
in a random painting that we paint. Yes, maybe we take a picture of it, post it, whatever. We don't have to. Like when people say personal branding, they think oversharing. That doesn't have
Yeah.
to happen, as we know. It can just happen when it happens, but it is very good to prescribe a time frame to work on that consistently so that at least you're having a thinking session in that time. And then maybe when the energy comes, hopefully in that same day, because I like to
Mhm.
do daily stuff,
Mhm.
um, you'll be able to properly, and consistently be in that headspace. And then eventually the time frames will line up. Now I'm having this
Yes.
thinking session and the energy to say it is happening, but it's still in that same time and you're able to get it out, get it done. So that's a really good practice. And I would just say, like, do that for a month. Just like set a time
Yeah.
where you're going to at least sit down to write down like either a script or just like a concept that just popped into your head either that day or whatever that week, whatever, whatever. But when you practice
Yeah.
mindfulness, as anybody knows, but especially like Christians, when you practice sitting down with the Bible and you're like, okay, I'm going to
Yeah.
study today. Like, I'm going to
Yeah.
study at this time every day. I'm not just going to read. I'm not just going to scroll on my phone. You're open up at that time frame. Your brain just automatically, okay, it's time to do the thing. It's time to do the thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, setting aside a time to at least think, then hopefully it'll align. And then
Okay.
the next one, I'm gonna shoot you a Loom video. And I'm just gonna show you how to make a content calendar on Notion. Do you use Notion?
I do.
Love Notion. It's
Yeah.
amazing. It's amazing. And I know you probably already know how to do this, but I just love to do it. And content pipeline for clients. Sorry, not a content pipeline, a client pipeline. And then obviously I'll send you, there's just not enough time, but let's just do a crash course on how to make an offer. Okay, boom. So
Okay.
boom. Obviously I want you to really emphasize the feeling of what it feels like to be secure, not insecure.
Mm.
What is the feeling? What is the reality that somebody is living in when they
Yeah.
are not um, dysregulated?
Rested.
Yeah.
Rested I'm reminded of the scripture, Holy Spirit, what is it? Um, Casting all vain imaginations. You okay, there it is. Um, not giving a spirit of fear, but of
Love, power, and sound mind. Yes.
in the translation, the amplified translation there is making calm, well-balanced decisions.
Hmm.
Being able to make calm and well-balanced decisions. And it's not, you're not making it any decision, interaction, whether it's personal. It's not from a place of being frantic or feeling like you're going to lose out on something, or that there is a lack of anything. And so feeling secure means that you're very well seated in who you are. And in my, I do this because in my mind's eye, it's very much my spirit sitting at the ground floor of my body, not frantic, not this way. Just very much, it's as if my spirit is sitting crisscross applesauce right at the core of my being, um, making decisions from that place at his feet.
Be still and know.
Yeah, yeah,
And that is, yeah. So that's the feeling. Just emphasize that theme because
yeah.
luxury storytelling, which is what you're going to want to be doing
Mm,
because clients who are going to pay you enough money to sustain not only you, not even don't even think about you, honestly. Think about their transformation that they're getting. What are they going to invest in themselves that's going to keep them engaged? As they say, they pay attention. They don't pay a lot, they don't pay a lot of
yeah.
attention. They pay little, they pay little attention. Um, so anyway, we have about 1 minute left, but yeah, I'm gonna shoot you those things, and I just want you to shout out yourself. You said becoming Trinity everywhere. Any other ways to connect with you? How can people send you an email to work with you and to have conversations with you?
I am becoming Trinity on Instagram, on TikTok, as well as YouTube. If you want to send me an email, my email is Trin Antoinette. That's TrinAntoinette at gmail.com.
Would you be willing to offer a strategy call or just like a life debrief call, maybe like an hour long for these people that email you or something like that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, y'all reach out to her seriously. She obviously, as we can tell, has so much wisdom and grace and presence. And I'm so excited to see what God does in your life, Trinity, and in your content.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time.